Hey friends. Well, um, so today, um, I've been kind of reflecting on something. So today, this chapter of um, kind of Katie and Annalise being under the weather and just sort of a sense of family, just needing to really kind of look inward and hold the center, so to speak. Kind of shifted a little bit in that both of them took like a 4-hour nap and seemed substantially better. And it was really interesting watching Annalise at dinner time today, because she's been so much in resistance. She's been so much ready to just say no to everything. You know, my brother referred to this as the three-nature phase once, and it makes total sense. That's the right term for a certain state, anyway. And at dinner time tonight, she was just breezy and light, and everything was perfect. It was just like right, kind of back to her old self. All she needed was a nice long nap. It was really cute. She went down and she said, "I'm going to take a 10-minute nap." I said, "Okay, well, the thing to do is to fall asleep and then let your body decide how much sleep it needs. Let your body tell you how much, how much you need." She said, "My body's telling me I need 10 minutes. And then she slept for almost 4 hours. So anyway, so I feel like we turned a corner, and what kind of came out of that, came through that, is something. As I was sort of finishing up dinner and just doing the bedtime routine with Annalise, I started to have this sense that what got me through the phase, and again, fingers crossed, you never know whether we're through or not. I just feel like we've turned a corner. But what has been really getting me through, what has really been giving me stability, is the practice, my practice. Now, when I say that, what do I mean? I mean sort of like my meditation practice, and to some degree a physical practice, some qigong, some yoga movements and things that I do regularly, and things that constitute the kind of embodiment, the manifestation of certain intentions. And what was, it's interesting, because in some ways I get attached to my practice. Like I'll get when I feel like, I'm not getting enough time to meditate, or I'm not getting enough time to, etc., I can get worked up about that. And I've even done a post on this several months ago where I was talking about how that's kind of ridiculous, because the whole heart of the practice is embracing this moment, what's happening right now. So if this moment is saying you don't have an hour to meditate, you have 10 minutes, and I'm getting stressed because that's the case, because I really need my 60 minutes of meditation, otherwise I can't be settled. Well, maybe the practice is asking you to adjust to the moment, right? To the present moment. So anyway, but I've been feeling very concrete, very directly, very concretely, that there's a kind of stability that I've had from that practice, from remaining really consistent. And remaining consistent meant, the other day it meant, like when I woke up in Santa Fe and I went to tiptoe out of the room, and Annalise woke up as I was leaving, it meant sitting with Annalise and getting her out of bed and going upstairs and playing with her a little bit and sitting in meditation with Annalise. I just sat down, set a timer, and we said we were going to meditate for 5 minutes. And she sat on her cushion and I sat on my cushion, and we just did our, and I kind of like, she needs a little encouragement to sit still for 5 minutes, but she did it. She actually sat there and breathed. She started doing one of her breathing exercises. She's sitting next to me. I'm just sitting still, and she starts going, I guess because she's learned this at school somewhere. She came home with that a couple months ago, and I was like, whoa. But it was like she knew immediately what that thing she had learned was appropriate to this moment. It was like she knew, okay, grounding into my breath, grounding into my body, okay, I can do that. Now, she did it about twice and wanted to scamper off, but I still felt like it was just such a fun moment watching her embrace this idea of meditation. So then that was my meditation for the day too. That meant that was it. That's what I did. And but that was not nothing, that was still an intention. There's still an intention there. And maintaining a practice is really that process of letting that intention grow and just affirming that intention. It's almost like there's this, like when we talk about in creativity, the still small voice that speaks to us, that's light, that can easily be drowned out by the urgency of the moment or by a bunch of other loud voices or by our own ego if we're not careful, if we're sort of like not able to tune in. That still small voice can kind of get drowned out. And practice is doubling down on that still small voice. Practice is saying, no, here's where my focus is. Here's where my intention is. Here's what's really important, over and over and over again, and really letting that be, letting that resonate within us, And then the adjustments to it, the kind of getting batted around by our day, or needing to adjust the practice to the circumstances, can all happen. But there's kind of a faithfulness to it. And I think it's one of the things that has allowed me to, for example, see that this phase that we're in is actually really a beautiful one, as opposed to just having it feel stressful. It's practice is like that handhold that even if I'm only holding on to it for a moment each day, or a short time, it's the handhold that everything that orients everything else, and that's really significant. That's really significant. That really is kind of, again, I talk about sometimes like where the rubber meets the road in terms of spiritual practice. That's where the rubber meets the road. That's the kind of thing where, okay, we're going into like a crazy week or a crazy couple weeks where everybody's going to be way overtired. We're going to be on edge. We're going to be, we're going to all feel like we're getting depleted. And we may not, it may not always feel like we're evolving, even though on some level we know what it is, that's what's happening. And practice is just that way of kind of reminding ourselves. It's like even if I've done that for 5 minutes a day, if I've reminded myself everything's here to serve me, the present moment is always contains what I need. Anything that happens, even if it feels like an obstacle or a problem or a setback, is actually an act of service. I'm actually being uplifted by it, even if that's not what it feels like. Thinking those thoughts once, connecting with that truth one time in a day can potentially reframe everything. Now, ideally, we keep that front and center. Ideally, that becomes a stable orientation towards everything. But the truth is we're constantly being challenged. We're constantly being pushed beyond our comfort zone. We're constantly being nudged into the next level of, yeah, but do you believe it now? Yeah, but do you believe it now? What about now? And the universe is kind of just, provoking us, adding ever increasing energy into our system to see if the center will hold, to see if we'll actually stay afloat, stay grounded, stay kind of anchored in the eye of the storm. And man, practice is everything when it comes to that. It's everything. It's the whole everything. It's how it all, it's the reference point for everything. And I think I'm appreciating that all the more right now because of the last couple of days and just the way it's been for a while, and kind of where I've been personally and where we've been as a household. It's just been amazing to feel, oh, I actually can hold on throughout this. Even though this is kind of insane, I actually have I have a tool with which I can make it all kind of manageable, like not that big a deal, So just feeling very grateful for that, and affirmed in that consistent practice, in that sense of consistently developing that tool so that it's there when I need it. So anyway, much love, folks. Thanks for watching. I'm gonna go get some sleep. I love you. Appreciate you so much. I love this conversation. You mean the world to me. Mwah. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you soon.